Shalom. This is a Shar by Srala, allies Dan Camp, located in Jacksonville, Florida. First and foremost, I'd like to give our praise, honor, and glory to the Father and the Son in the proper true Hebrew tongue. Call Lam La, Yahweh by Shemal Shah, by Hashem, Habakah Kodash Ma'amoth. Also, double honor to the elders, Apostle GMS, their Shemad as well. R1 by Srala. Peace is best of the 1/3, and salutation for elect. This is gonna be a quick little spiritual adoration. It's gonna be a quick little lesson going on IOSC or SUBK, basically two-third Israelite camps. That they have their doctrine. Their doctrine is not even set in stone, honestly. But of course, even with us, stuff can be done. And basically revised, be said better, and be honest about it. You gotta kind of rebuke yourself for. It's good. It's supposed to do that, man. If I mess up anywhere, I would change it. But of course, their doctrine is definitely not as sound as any doctrine I ever I ever seen, man. IOIC be changing every minute. ICBK, that junk whack. That junk crazy too. So, but IOIC definitely, man. Just saw a video brother did. Forget the name. Slakia. But this is going on what IOIC said about the 2020 Skibidi Pap. Nonetheless, they were saying they were going with it, but one I guess like a deacon or something like that was going against it. Honestly, you shouldn't get it at all, but I guess he honestly thinks you shouldn't get it all as well. But either way, he feels comfortable enough to say it at 4 years after the case to say something about it. Nonetheless, that shows the lack of what's it called, like authority, or a lack of what's the word? Well, basically, is that's not truth. Everyone got to be one body. You got to be in unison. Everyone in the camp got to agree on one thing, man. If you have a brother like that, what you gonna do to one brother at the end of the day? Honestly, you got someone that's going off, that's not doing the right thing. You gonna have to keep him at the camp. You can't give out the truth. He gonna keep doing the thing. But for that case, that's how you see. So I don't know. That don't worry at all. So I don't know. That don't walk. But nonetheless, it probably gonna take his fringes, take 200 fringes from him or something. I don't know. But nonetheless, they have guile in their mouth. They're not looking right, man. A brother that knows that the skibbity pap ain't good, that's good. But you still going against a lot of other stuff, And if you feel like that's a good thing to know, you shouldn't even teach it with IOS. You should teach with a more sincere group, and so you can have a better platform, but learn more knowledge, because he was mostly talking. So, and with that, I'm gonna get this is Revelation chapter 14:5, and there, well, I can start from. It says Revelation chapter 14:4. It says, "These are which are not defiled with women, for their virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whitherso he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto Yahweh and to the Lamb, unto Yahweh the Father, the name of Yahweh, and to the Lamb, the sacrifice, the purpose sacrifice, being Yahweh Shai." Yahweh is on part of the number, the virgins being not defiled with women, with doctrine. Verse 5, "And their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault for the throne of Yahweh." So come, man, for the 104,000, they're gonna be without fault and without guile. The ones that honest were doing the truth with sincerity, doing everything by the truth, by the spirit of truth, And of course, going into prophecies, that's an important thing. The stuff that befall this place in the past. You can go back 4 years, 2020, Skibidi Pap. that was a test run using fear, and Esau was good with that stuff. What's to say he's not gonna do it again? That's only reasonable to say, and it's only reasonable to also say that it's bad to get whatever he's taking. That's going down to Egypt for help. If you do that and you're in the truth, you go definitely going off. If you do that anywhere, you know that's wrong, but you're doing the truth, you're definitely going off. So that that shows guile and IOIC's doctrine or mouth, because the bishop allowed that, and then one of their deacons said, 4 years after the fact, or I guess like a year or two or whatever after the fact, that you shouldn't take it. So that's showing division amongst their ranks, and everything. All that stuff going on. If y'all honestly think none of y'all should take it, then none of y'all should take it, and let that be the status quo. That go for a camp. If something you shouldn't do it, and it's like basically unlawful. If you think it's unlawful, I think it's unlawful as well. Don't do it at all. Don't do it outside the camp or in the camp. That's gonna bring you're gonna be hurting the Lord. You're gonna be hurting your relationship with the Lord. And just like verse 5 says, and there was found no guile. You don't want to hurt yourself. If you lying to your brothers, you only lying to the Lord. Because the Lord gonna reveal it. Okay, keep going. This is Matthew chapter 7. I'll start at verse 15. It says, "Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves." A very, very good scripture, man. This is the IYC. This is these pastors. They down with everything. So I don't expect nobody to even think they cool. But these pastors, ISUPK, they may look austere, they may look like men, because they do have like garments and fringes, and they be having beards, but they still be having shape-ups, or they still may be eating pork, or they still may be fondling other dudes. They may be committing adultery and stuff. So the thing is, that's what's going on the other like 2/3 camps. They allow a lot of stuff to go on, just like with the Captain Cesaro yet doing some junk they shouldn't be doing with his wife. So this is what these quote unquote men of the Lord are doing. It's like in their spare time with their family or with their brother's family, quote unquote, and they're doing nothing but wickedness. You don't want that to be your kings. You don't want one of them same people to be your kings and probably be the I can't say that. But you don't want them people to be your kings ultimately, But those people won't be your kings. The ones that our guy will be the kings. The 144,000 elect men, out of the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latino, the Americans, man. John 4:22, man, salvation of the Jews. You're going into I get to that's even neither here nor there. To verse 16, you shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistle? So, man, you should know a man by his fruits if you got the correct fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns? You can grab a whole grape, just the thorns, or figs of thistle, nothing but sharp, prickly things. You're not gonna do that. You're gonna get the correct prune fruit, figs and grapes, not a whole bunch of thorns and thistles. You're gonna get the correct fruits, stuff that's being used sincerely with the spirit and knowledge and understanding of Yahweh Shema Shai. And you're gonna have that being used other than your forwardness, your envy, your strife, all that stuff. Verse 17, even so every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. So any camp that's bad, and they can't bring nothing good, man. They might say something good for a second, But honestly, if the leader is bad, so is the servants, and so is the whole camp. That's how it's gonna go. If their bishop or whatever is bad, they leading, and that's what they're following, and they're ultimately following, following that. They following Nathaniel or Zarek and all them other cats. Um, and they're doing wrong by y'all, but my shot in the long run. Ultimately, some men might wake up to that. This is foolishness. We may look like men. We got beards and all that stuff. We still got lineups. We still doing. We make a mockery of the Passover and whatnot. So we make a mockery of the Lord. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 24. It says, "For there shall arise false Mashiach and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect." If it were possible, they would see the very elect. That's going for Esau, man. That's going for 2/3 of our people. If it were possible, unless it's not. Yahweh the Zah. The water Yahweh Shemashah, because ultimately, though it has already sealed his elect, they have to be shown now. Now is a high time that we got to sleep. It has been a long night, but day is going to come. The day is coming. The spiritual day. But also, the day the Lord gonna come back. Yahweh Shai. He gonna, the Lord Yahweh gonna send His Son Yahweh Shai to come back out of the clouds and destroy this place. So it says, "For there arise false Hamashiachs," man. Bishop Nate, man. First of all, he used Christ, so he don't even acknowledge Yahweh Shai. Secondly, he coming on white horses. Next time he said he might call on Yahweh Shai, but next time he not, and next Passover, he gonna end up hitting Willie on a horse or something like that. So you just can't with these 230 camps, because they're always gonna go against the Lord Yahweh on my side. They're not doing it with truth. They're doing it with pride and like man pleasing. This is First Timothy chapter 6 verse 4. It says, "He is proud, knowing nothing, but doubting about questions and strifes of words, whereof coming envy, strife, railings, and evil surmises." So there are people, they're in the same spirit, even just bystanders, the scoffers. This is most likely the spirit they're gonna have, because they're probably gonna be Christians. They're like, "Oh, y'all Israelites," and they got a whole Bible in their hand. And they probably already know we Israelites or something. Like, they're going to just have to come to debate and all that stuff. Don't get me wrong. That every person will always willing to debate. But, sometimes they be on some malarkey and they be bugging out. And, yeah, I don't got time. The camera dude, it's always good to see it show that on camera, man. Bug outs just be crazy, man. But nonetheless, it's still a bad state of mind that people are in. And they should not be in forever. They will not be forever. They're gonna have to be destroyed because of that. Just like a rabid dog. You want to put that junk out. The Lord gonna put their candles out for real, very soon. For their doubting questions and their strife and their envy and their evil surmises. He gonna have to put them down, because they messing. They fall along right with Esau being demons and devils. They don't care about salvation. The Lord ain't gonna care about them. The Lord care about His little ones. Outside care about His brothers, and we care about salvation. We care about the elect and the 1/3 in Yahweh Shemashah. All right, so this is James chapter 3, and I'm gonna start at verse. It says 14. It says, "But if ye have bitter envy and strife in your hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. For where envy and strife is there uh, there is confusion in every evil work, but the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and of good fruits, without partially and without yeah, without a partially partiality and without hypocrisy. And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace. Ultimately, we make a peace with the Lord, man. No respect to persons. We want the Lord to love us, and we love the Lord ultimately, man. We're bringing peace to our people that really want to hear this. You know, this the peace that people should want to hear about the truth, the gospel, the good news. The place is gonna be destroyed. But we're the kings that's gonna rule if you believe. Or the first fruits, the 1/3 or the 104,000. You know, so that's go for the 104,000 for not having that gal. They're going to be pure and peaceable and gentle, easy to be entreated, and without a hypocrisy. It's going right back into a Revelation 14. You know, having no guile in their mouth. You know, uh, but to the two-thirds of people, the two-thirds camps, they're gonna have guile in their mouth, and they're not easily entreated. They're gonna easily entreated like physically. That it's earthly and devilish. It's nothing but lust, sensual. So that's what they have in store for them. The demon mindset that the hell they gonna get hell, man. They gonna get hell tenfold, hundredfold. Them ICBM missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles. It's gonna hit this place. 200 million of them. All right. But as a lesson, just going on to not have a God in your mouth. 2/3 of people do, these camps do. But for the ones that do honestly believe in the name of the Lord, with sincerity and truth, they should not, and they will not, you know. So, yeah, I was glad to find a little lesson with that. Shalom.